Throughout NBA history, there's been several great white players who have given our athletically challenged friends hope. Players like Brian Scalabrine, Kurt Rambis, Janus Timma, and Steve Blake come to mind, but none of them compare to the greatest of them all, snubbed from the Rising Stars game, Austin Reaves. In all seriousness, Austin Reaves has been very impressive for the Lakers this season, especially given the early season struggles of this team. In his most recent game, at the time this video was recorded, he put up 17 points while shooting 100% from the field, with no turnovers to help the Lakers beat the Warriors. He already has generated great chemistry with LeBron James, which isn't really a surprise since LeBron does love his white guards, from Mike Miller to Matthew Dellavedova to Cedi Osman to Alex Caruso and now Reaves. Reaves contains a lot of the stereotypes that pertain to white players who can hoop, not the most athletic, makes the right play, is a high IQ player, and can shoot the three ball. You would let him date your daughter, first one in, last one out, probably has a high credit score, and when he plays hard, he gets called gritty instead of being called a thug. You know, the usual. He gets compared to Alex Caruso a lot, which I think is a lazy comparison. It's like equating Luka to Larry Bird, even though he's more of a blend of James Harden and Joe Johnson, which is a much better comparison to Luka than Larry Bird. Reaves himself doesn't think there's a valid comparison between him and Caruso. Caruso is a lot more athletic than Reaves. Reaves is more consistent offensively, including as a passer, even though Caruso averages more assists than him, and Reaves is also a better ball handler than Caruso. Reaves is also a better shooter than Caruso, and is better at finishing at the rim than Caruso. Overall, Caruso is a better defensive player than Reaves, even though Reaves is arguably better at defending the perimeter. The reason why they get compared a lot is they both played for the Lakers and were white. They suddenly appeared on the team as undrafted players one day and became fan favorites. Rant's over, but Austin Reaves' production as an undrafted player is incredible, especially considering most undrafted NBA players barely see playing time or on the fringe of making a roster. It's kind of crazy that at this point in their careers, Reaves is outperforming James Wiseman, the 2020 number 2 overall draft pick. Reaves is one of the biggest surprises for the Lakers this season, even though a lot of Lakers fans will point out they called this arguably the Lakers' third best player before the addition of D'Lo and Jarrett Vanderbilt. He's averaging almost 11 points per game while shooting 37.7% from the three, which is 6% higher compared to his rookie season. At face value, looking at his per 36 stats of his rookie season and this one, there seems to be marginal improvements. His 2-point percentage is similar, his assist numbers are pretty much identical, and his turnovers per game have actually increased, but that's not the case. Last year's Lakers, of course, weren't that good, but the spacing was better than the early season Lakers this year, and the paint wasn't as clogged compared to last year. Short intermission, but it would be very much appreciated if you subscribe to this channel, trying to reach 1,000 subs so I can monetize this channel and make higher quality NBA videos. If you don't, Karl Malone will be paying you a visit later. Thanks. This year, Reaves has taken and made a lot of difficult layup and three-point shots. Even though the difficulty of his shots have increased, he's still making them at a high percentage. He has a total shooting percentage of almost 66%, which if I do a little cherry picking to fit my narrative, out of all the shooting guards and small forwards in the NBA who play more than 25 minutes per game, Reaves has the highest total shooting percentage in the league. Granted, if I rounded up Josh Green's minutes per game by 0.1 minutes, Reaves would be second in the league, but like I said, that doesn't fit my narrative. Reaves is also one of the best players in the league at finishing the rim, making 79.4% of his shots in the restricted area, which is the best in the league for a guard with at least 60 attempts this season. Don't you love that if you cherry pick enough stats, you can make anyone look like the best basketball player in the league? An underrated part of Reaves' game is that when it comes to positions that he can play on the court, he's very versatile. He spends a majority of his minutes at the 2 and 3, but he also spends some time playing the 4 this season for the Lakers. Reaves' passing has improved this season, especially his connection to LeBron with lobs. He's done a great job at splitting defenses off the dribble, as his ball handling is pretty good, and he is great at selling contact. I believe defenders underestimate him because of his athleticism. Defensively, he is solid on that end. He isn't spectacular because he doesn't have the best footwork, but he plays hard and is one of the best players in the NBA at defending the perimeter. I know I've been giving Reaves the Gawk 2000 this whole video, making it seem like he's the next Alex English, but his ceiling is probably a starting caliber NBA player for a championship team. I can see him being a player in a few years who's averaging 17, 6, and 5 per game, shooting near 40% from the 3 on good defense, but his ceiling isn't an all-star. His lack of athleticism and overall size is a huge hindrance to reaching that next level, and that's fine. Reaves is is a very efficient player who has a high basketball IQ that is a positive player when he's on the court. He can have a very long NBA career as his skill set is very valuable and translatable to most teams and situations. If he continues to improve his three-point shooting and he can become an elite 3-and-D player, those type of role players are highly coveted. The Lakers would be smart to keep Reaves long term. He fits well with their team's identity and could continue to outperform his next contract, which I believe is next year. I don't think teams will be dishing out a big contract for Reaves' services, but you never know. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. It would be very much appreciated, and adios.